interesting. I mean, for men, when they're under pressure, they, like I said, they retreat into their cocoons. And the stress hormones, the three basic hormones that actually are in play when you're in stress. There's cortisol, there's epinephrine, and there's oxytocin. The first two, and that's cortisol and epinephrine, come in equal measure for both men and women. And it is oxytocin, the last one, that actually is produced less in men. And when it's produced less in men, they become more argumentative, they become more abrasive, they become more aggressive and less caring. They withdraw into themselves, they ignore stress signs and stuff like that, and engage in activities by themselves. Now, these are signs that are easy to tell with any man. And when you notice these signs, you realize that that person is actually bordering or already in a stress situation or a stress phase. And it's important that to know that and actually realize that the same hormone that is causing this downward spiral in men causes the opposite in women, because women then now want to be around loved ones, they want to become more nurturing, they want to talk more and share more, they process emotions verbally, unlike men who want to keep off. So it is important to know then how to help a stressed man, because if you know that that's how they are processing stress, how can we help them? How do we increase that hormone called oxytocin? Because what oxytocin does is that it activates the vagus nerve within the brain, which triggers the release of oxytocin. Now, when you increase that feeling of being rewarded and compassion, being wanted, being feeling needed, you foster cooperation between the man and yourself. You inhibit the stress responses. Basically, you're giving him a hand. And one of the ways of also just elevating that hormone is by touch. Touch may not necessarily be your language of love, but when you start being in a touch situation with that man, you're holding their hand, you're encouraging them, it reduces, and it's proven fact scientifically, it reduces and elevates the stress levels and brings that man out of that downward spiral. You focus on his successes, encouraging him to do things that will encourage him to be a better person. You tell him, go do stuff with your boys. You tell him, let's go take a walk together. Let's play this game or video game together. Let's watch this movie together. That releases him from that downward spiral. The problem is that we tend to think that men can figure this out, but we have to be real. We have seen that it's not working. More and more men are being lost in their caves and in their usual thought processes, and we're losing men. We're losing people that are vibrant in society. Men are getting lost in such a young ages, and we need to be able to elevate this and be able to come to a space where we are able to address this, not only as men or women, but unitedly as a society, because men tend to hide, and if we can draw them out, because if many of us have got friends who we have not sought out in a long time, you've noticed, hey, so-and-so has really been quiet over a very long period of time. What have you done to draw that man out? Have you made that phone call? Have you texted that guy? Have you, just reached out and find out, hey, what's going on? The problem is that when a man comes to you and tells you, man, I'm going through this, the other, normal response is that, you know what, you be strong, you come out of it. But just take time and listen to what the guy is going through and be practical. I was a time I was not working, and a buddy of mine called me and told me, my parents are visiting, I have no food in the house. And I wasn't working. The natural response is to say, Mazo sijali, nitakuombea, ama be strong. What that does to the man is that you've not provided a solution. He's under stress to deliver, to be a man, even in front of his own parents. I told him, come over. And, we picked a few things from the house, a packet of meat there, sugar, milk, and told him, at least Mzee na Madhe will have a meal tonight, and they can have breakfast tomorrow. I elevated a space where probably he would have retreated into a cocoon, and it would have been very ridiculously volatile. Yet, we all have these situations where we can actually step in practically, but we just don't. And we need to be real. We're living in times that are so highly stressful. And if we are not able to pick the small nuances and the small signals that people are sending out and act on them, then we're going to be lost as a society. Yeah. Guys, it's important to know when you're dipping, okay? Realize the signs. Okay, when you feel that you want to recluse yourself, you want to have just me time that is very not as the usual one, okay, and you're having very, very weird thoughts, it's time to actually seek help. And like I said, help can come in very many ways. It can be professional, or somebody that you love, or somebody who's close to you. Do not find yourself where you are trying to, sort these things on your own. We have proven beyond measure that on your own, you will not be able to make it. But find time, talk to someone. It's important. It doesn't make you any weaker. It doesn't make you any less of a man. I have done it. I'm still Flavor. Hey, as we go on this journey, remember, on the 7th of December, I'll give you the location. I'll give you the details later on a later clip. But make time and join 100 men who will be getting together to discuss life, challenges, our successes, our failures, and what it is that we face as men. So keep it locked, and remember, as we journey together on this journey as fathers, as men, never walk alone. Help is a phone call away. Thank you.